Yo, what's going on, guys? KrispyFlakes here. For today's video, we have this article called "The Biggest Hole Every NBA Team Still Needs to Fill." So basically, we're going to go through each and every single one of these teams right here, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the holes that need to be filled. That's what she said, by the way, man. Come on, headache with that in there, man. The old Michael Scott from The Office. Let me know in the comment section if you guys like The Office. But yeah, this is an article by Dan Favale right here, so I thought it'd be fun to go through this, take a chill and everything like that, and see what this is all about, man. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Also, man, before we get started on this, though, be sure to check out my second channel, Extra Crispy, guys. I am going to be doing this awesome thing once that channel hits 50K subscribers, so you are going to want to be one of the first 50K to subscribe to that channel, guys. Link to it in the description below. Here we go, man. Okay. For the first team, we have the Atlanta Hawks. They need a building block big. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a little skeptical when they decided to trade for the Dallas Mavericks to draft Trae Young. The reason I say that is because I felt like Dennis Schroeder was actually a pretty solid point guard. The fact he was only 24 and stuff like that. You look at the stats and everything, and he was actually a really good point guard for the Atlanta Hawks team. And they could have got somebody, like Mohamed Bamba or somebody along those lines like that. I will say, though, I'm a big John Collins fan, so I still think he could be something in the NBA. I actually see him more as a 5 than a 4 anyway. When he starts developing a strength and everything like that. So yeah, building block big. I mean, John Collins, not a bad start. But definitely something, you need that Karl Anthony Towns, that Joel Embiid type of young big out there to really start building your franchise around. Next up, we have the Boston Celtics, and it says literally nothing. And this I disagree with, man. I do disagree with this. What I think this team is going to need is to just figure things out. What I mean by that is that this team has so many great players on it. You are going to need to figure out the optimal rotation and kind of stick with it, because it could be tough. Because if it's okay, one game maybe Jaylen Brown's not playing all that good, so it's maybe we should start Marcus Smart, or maybe you got Jason Tatum at the 4th spot, but you realize it's not his optimal position. So it's what do you do with Gordon Hayward? It's just Brad Stevens is going to have his work cut out for him as far as fitting all these guys into their roles, especially with Gordon Hayward coming back to this team and stuff like that, although he is the coach to do it. So I'm not gonna say literally nothing. They definitely have a few things that they could definitely do out there. For the Brooklyn Nets, it says a playmaking power forward. Yeah, I can't even think who the big guys on the team are right now for the Brooklyn Nets. I know they were going for Jabari Parker, which is the player I really wanted them to get. They have Jarrett Allen at the center position. I think for the power forward position, it's Kenneth Faried as of right now, which is not awesome. He's still a good player and everything, but yeah, playmaking power forward, definitely, a guy like a Draymond Green that can get other players involved out there. So, it's going to take time with the Brooklyn Nets. I still think that for everything that, all things considered with trading away draft picks, the Brooklyn Nets are still doing pretty well out there at getting some good players on that team. But yeah, man, it's going to take a while. The Charlotte Hornets, we have a 3-and-D wing. Yeah, it seems like the players on this team are either the 3 or are either the D. And I don't mean like that, man. I mean they're either good shooting in offense or they're really good at defense. A good prime example is Michael Kidd-Gilchrist right there in the picture. It's he's not really the greatest offensive player, but his defense is freaking phenomenal, man. So if they can have one of those players out there just figure things out, then they'll be good to go. And it says right down there, man, Miles Bridges, he's a 3-and-D type of player, so he can still get it going and stuff like that. But yeah, man, for sure. Okay, next up we have the Chicago Bulls. A wing, any wing, please just get an actual wing. I was one of the people that said that I don't really like Jabari at the 3 spot in the NBA. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that and saying that's more of his natural position, and I think it definitely could be his position if he loses the weight and stuff like that, because as of right now he's kind of built more like a power forward. But I mean, that's the position he was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks, so it makes sense that's kind of what his diet and workout regimen is all about. So I don't like this one all that much, because you do have a potential wing in Jabari Parker. I think Denzel Valentine can still be a solid wing in the NBA. So, and they also got that, what's that one other rookie they got? I forgot his name, but I think the Bulls are fine when it comes to the wing position. It's just about who develops to be the right guy out there. And next up, we do have the Cleveland Cavaliers backup combo forward. So are we talking of somebody that can play the small forward, power forward position? Because yeah, I guess they could use that. Because Cedi Osman, he'll probably be the backup small forward of that team. Some people might even think he starts out there, but he's 6'8", but he's more like a small forward slash shooting guard. You look at Larry Nance, who is more like a center slash power forward. They don't really have that guy that can play that 3 and 4 spot out there, at least not that I can think of. So, yeah, I would probably say more or less they need a starting caliber small forward, because you lose LeBron James, and all of a sudden, it's not looking as great out there for them, right? I mean, obviously. All right, the Dallas Mavericks. Sweet shooting 2/3. Yeah, I mean, you got Dennis Smith at the point guard position. Like, he can knock down a three-point shot. It's not like his thing. Luka Doncic is going to probably play the 2 spot, I would imagine. And they got Harrison Barnes at the 3. I mean, I really don't understand this one either, man, because, like, I know Luka Doncic can knock down a three-point shot. They had Wesley Matthews on that team. I don't know if he's still on the team or not, but he was a pretty solid 3-and-D player. Seth Curry can shoot the three-pointers. I think he's still on the Dallas Mavericks, unless he signed somewhere else, but I really don't remember hearing about that. But yeah, I guess, yeah, Wesley Matthews was injured and everything like that. But, yeah, I mean, I would probably put this more or less as 3-point shooting off the bench. I think from a starting standpoint, I think the team will be just fine out there. So, I'm not saying like Luka Doncic and Harrison Barnes is like Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant out there, but they'll do okay. Denver Nuggets, a combo wing. Okay, so once again, they're talking about kind of like a small forward / power forward position out there. I mean, yeah, because Wilson Chandler, he was definitely that last season. Will Barton's he's like a part-time small forward, part-time shooting guard. But Michael Porter can definitely be that player. It's just all about if he's healthy and stuff like that, which he should be starting next season. I heard that he will be starting, so I think Michael Porter can definitely be that. It's just going to take a matter of time for him to, like, become that type of player out there. But yeah, this right here is the prime example of, like, Will Barton, Gary Harris, Paul Millsap, Jokic, Jamal Murray. They are all either, like, power forward / centers, or they are point guard / shooting guards. So you really do need that combo wing out there. Paul Millsap could potentially run small forward at times, but it's definitely not optimal. The Detroit Pistons, veteran shooter. Yes, definitely they need that on their team, because Reggie Jackson can be kind of streaky, and he's a veteran, but he's kind of streaky. Luke Kennard's good, shot about 41% last season, but he's not a veteran. You need one of those guys out there you can give the ball to, can knock down 3-point shots. I would love to see them sign somebody like even like Jamal Crawford, where it's just at least it's a veteran out there that you know at times when it comes down to it, you can give the ball to, he can knock down a clutch 3-point shot. They definitely do not have that right now on their team. Golden State Warriors, off the bounce bench scorers. So I'm pretty sure what they mean by that is somebody that you can kind of like count on consistently to be that bench scorer for you. Because like Nick Young, he's fine. Quinn Cook, he's fine. But those are not guys that you are going to rely on game in and game out to give you, that 7 to 11 points per game off the bench. Andre Iguodala definitely is not the same player he once was. Jordan Bell, I mean, like, he just not really much of a scorer. Like, he can score, but he's not like a consistent go-to scorer. So yeah, I'll definitely agree with that one too. The Houston Rockets, a switchable wing. So I guess what they mean by that is, let's see, man. I guess I really don't know what they mean by that. I mean, they have Carmelo Anthony on the team now, so a switchable wing. That's just kind of a weird wording on there. Yo, somebody explain that to me in the comment section below. I'm not like reading through it or anything like that. For the Indiana Pacers, they got that listed as the defensive wing. Yeah, you look at the wings of this team, and it's definitely more offensive oriented, which I guess kind of makes sense because the offense of this team is basically going to be to run the ball through Victor Oladipo, or even Tyreek Evans, who can be a ball-dominant guard himself. Bogdanovic, he's more of just like a spot-up shooter. I mean, he's a guy that can create his own shot and stuff like that. Thaddeus Young, not as athletic as he once was, but I still think he could be that defensive wing out there. But yeah, man, definitely you want to get one of those versatile small forwards that can kind of play defense and everybody else. It really doesn't need to just be like defensive oriented, like 3-and-D players. Like, those are so valuable in today's NBA, especially when you have guys like Victor Oladipo and Tyreek Evans on your basketball team. For the Los Angeles Clippers, we have a 3-and-D wing. Yup, I agree with that. Again, man, because right now they have Danilo Gallinari and Tobias Harris, kind of like the power forward spot. I know Tobias can also play a 3, so can Gallinari. But both those guys are more like offensive-oriented forwards that can happen to play the 3 spot. You look at the shooting guards of the team, you got like Avery Bradley, who was a 3-and-D shooting guard, but they don't really have, once again, they don't really have that versatile small forward on their NBA team. For the Los Angeles Lakers, a combo big. So we're talking somebody that can bring the offense and bring the defense and can stretch out the 4 spot, can play the 5 spot at times. I was really kind of hoping that they got Brook Lopez back on the team, because I know, like, offensively he would have been pretty big time for this team. Because you look at it right now, you have like JaVale McGee. He's just a center that can grab some lobs, grab some rebounds, play a little bit defense here and there. They have Moritz Wagner, who I actually think could be that combo big. Like, it's going to take him some time to get used to the NBA game. He's got to strengthen up. But Moritz Wagner, can play the center or the power forward spot. So I think they do have him in Moritz Wagner. It's just going to take time for him to develop. Next up, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, a wing shooter. Yeah, I'm trying to think of, because, man, it's like, I don't really know if the Memphis Grizzlies, like, line up all that well. I know they got Mike Conley. Dylan Brooks is probably going to play the 2 spot, although he's more of a small forward. You got Kyle Anderson out there, who's not really offensive oriented. I mean, Dylan Brooks is, he's like a good 3-point shooter and stuff like that, so we can bring the shooting. But yeah, when you give Kyle Anderson that type of contract, they also got Garrett Temple, who's a good 3-and-D player. I don't really agree with this one all that much, because Kyle Anderson he's just like the type of small forward he is. He's kind of like a jack of all trades, where he can do a little bit of everything out there. And I think he'll actually also figure out the 3-point shot eventually for the squad too. I mean, 34% from 3, that shows potential. For the Miami, we have a secondary shot creator. Okay, so Dion Waiters can no doubt be that. A few seasons ago, before he got that bitch-ass contract, he was actually doing really well for the Miami Heat. Had injuries. I think it also came down to it too, where he just kind of stopped carrying all that much. Goran Dragic can, of course, create his own shot out there. You got Wayne Ellington and Josh Richardson. Those guys are more of like 3-and-D catch-and-shoot players, although Josh Richardson, I think, could potentially become that next guy, too. He's really developing to be like the perfect kind of like role player here in the NBA. For the Milwaukee Bucks, we have a 3-and-D wing. Once again, totally disagree with this one, because the way they've been running this team, and really the reason they got rid of Jabari Parker, is because Giannis has been playing the 4 spot, and Chris Middleton has been playing the 3 spot. And Chris Middleton, like, he is the definition of the perfect 3-and-D wing. I mean, yeah, he shoots threes, plays defense, but he can also create his own shot and stuff like that. So I guess it depends on what you do there. But I really do think their starting lineup needs to be, I'm going to say Eric Bledsoe, Brogdon at the 2, Chris Middleton at the 3, which would solve this issue right here. And then Giannis at the 4, and probably Brook Lopez or John Henson at the 5 spot. So yeah. For the Timberwolves, we have wing depth. Yeah, I just did a rebuild of this team, a few days ago, and they didn't really have much on their bench as far as that's concerned. I mean, they have so much money just like tied up in their starting lineup. Jeff Teague's getting paid like $19 million a season. Andrew Wiggins got that, big time contract and stuff like that. You got Karl Anthony Towns out there. Taj Gibson does a pretty good job, but you really look at like the small forwards of this team. I was kind of wishing that they would have kept Shabazz Muhammad. I feel like he could have been that guy. That wing depth, they just never really gave him much of a chance, and eventually he just kind of walked away, right? Yeah, Tolliver's pretty good too, though. Just to let y'all know, man. Let y'all know out there that Tolliver is actually a beast. For the New Orleans Pelicans, we have a sweet shooting wing. Oh my god, man. I'm telling you, like, this team just needs to get the right players around Anthony Davis. I feel like Julius Randle, he's a nice little pickup. Mirotic is more of a 4. He could play the 3, but he's a little bit too slow to play the 3 spot. Darius Miller did okay last season. But they definitely don't really have that sweet shooting, small forward out there that's really going to make, like give you, like, that wow factor. Like, oh my god. I would love to see them make a trade for somebody like a Robert Covington. That would be absolutely unbelievable. For the Knicks, we have a play-making wing. Kevin Knox could potentially be that also. I mean, yeah, you look at this right here with, Tim Hardaway. He's more of a ball-dominant guard, looking for a shot. Courtney Lee, 3-and-D. Lance Thomas just got a bitch-ass contract. Kazonja, I feel like, could also be that type of player. They have, like, guys that, like, potentially could be really well in Kevin Knox and Mario Kazonja at that, playmaking wing spot. But like I said, man, that's all going to come in time. So, yeah. All right, for the OKC Thunder, we have a proven spot-up shooter. Well, I mean, I guess I assume we're talking, like, away from Russell Westbrook and Paul George. The thing is that they do have that wide-open 4 spot now. I would have loved to see them get Ersan Ilyasova. Like, Ilyasova at that 4 spot, the way he was playing for Philadelphia last season would have been, like, the perfect fit, for this Thunder team out there, because right now I believe they have, like, Patrick Patterson at the 4 spot. He's kind of been a bum as of late. So, yeah, I agree with that one. Plus, Roberson, not really a spot-up shooter. Like, he can knock down 3 every now and then, but definitely not, like, consistent or nothing like that. Jeremy Grant's also pretty good. For the Magic, a point guard. Who is their point guard right now? Is it because, oh my god, who is the Magic's point guard? Yo, is it going to say DJ Augusty, Jeremy Grant? Oh my god, dude, yeah. This team legit does not have, like, a starting caliber point guard. Oh my god, man. Yo, what? I mean, Bamba's good and everything, but y'all had Vucevic. Like, y'all should have went for a point guard on that draft, like a Colin Sexton. For the 76ers, a Marco Bellinelli who doesn't go rogue. Okay, so we're talking a consistent veteran three-point shooter. I mean, yeah, Marco Bellinelli's kind of getting to that age where it's just like, you know, he used to be like that consistent bench scorer, but once you start getting older and stuff like that, you just start kind of falling off. A solution might be a Kyle Korver, who is also very old. He's like 37, 38, but might be a bit better at this point than Marco Bellinelli is. For the Phoenix Suns, once again, a point guard. Yeah, because did they get Elfrid Payton back? Yo, I keep on going back to Elfrid Payton, but no, he's not on the team anymore. I think he's on the Pelicans. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, like, I'm trying to think about this. Like, who is the starting... Oh no, is Brandon Knight going to be y'all's starting point guard? Y'all better just put Devin Booker right there, man. That's all I'm going to say. And just put Mikal Bridges at the 2 and put Josh Jackson at the 3. Why did you guys not re-sign Elfrid Payton? He did so well for you guys. For the Portland Trailblazers, a combo wing shooter. I kind of liked Al Camino last season. It says right there, led all Portland Trailblazers not named Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum through 20-point attempts per 36 last season. Said good for him. But yeah, you can never have enough of those in the NBA, especially, you know, we got a more traditional center in Nurkic that is not really going to bring you any like floor spacing or anything like that. So when you have like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, both very like ball dominant guards, you definitely want guys that can space the floor for them. So yeah. All right, for the Kings, a small forward. Justin Jackson not really panning out for them all that much. But this one I also am kind of like, you know, what's his name? Bojan. I always mix the two guys. This dude right here, man, number 8. He's a small forward. I felt like he had a really solid rookie season. One of the better rookies in the NBA. You got Buddy Hield at shooting guard. De'Aaron Fox at point guard. So yeah, I mean, I think they're fine. All right, next up we got the Spurs. Shooter at the 2 and 3 spot. DeMar DeRozan, not a respectable three-point shooter, a guy that can knock down the 3, but it's not really going to do it with high consistency. The fact they're kind of going with DeJounte Murray at the point guard position with DeMar DeRozan in the backcourt, like, that spacing is going to be rough. I mean, honestly, I would probably put LaMarcus Aldridge at the 5 and get you some shooters at the 4 and 3 spot, because the 2 and 3, like, yeah, DeRozan's going to start the 2, so that's not going to happen. But yeah, for your starting small forward / power forward, you need some shooters out there, plain and simple. Toronto Raptors, a 4th big. Got Valanciunas, got Serge Ibaka, Jakob Poeltl is gone. I can't think who else is on that team. They got, what's his name, man? I don't know, the dude with the big ass afro. Yeah, this Lucas guy right there. They also just recently got Greg Monroe, but I think that was before, that was after this was already made right here. So yeah, man, so they also just got Greg Monroe, so they did kind of fill that void. I mean, he's a nice post scorer, can grab you some rebounds too. For the Utah Jazz, a number 2 scorer. Well, you look at the best player, obviously that is Donovan Mitchell. The next on that team is Rudy Gobert, who is more rebounding and defensive oriented. Ricky Rubio can score the basketball, but not with like consistently that you really need to really be that competitive out in the Western Conference. Joe Ingles, nice 3-and-D player. They also have Derek Favors, which I was not a big fan of getting him back on the team. Basically, what this is saying is they need that second star on this Utah Jazz team, because Gobert, I think on a championship team is more of a third option. So yeah, they need that next scorer to go alongside Donovan Mitchell. And then finally, we have the Washington Wizards, a switchy front court shooter. So I guess that means somebody that can kind of, bro, this dude is wording it freaking some bitch ass word. A switchy, my God, man, like, what do I even do with that? Switchy front court shooter. Okay, so I'm guessing that means somebody that can play like the center position, power forward position, and maybe even the small forward position at times. It can space the floor for Dwight Howard and John Wall. That's pretty much what I'm getting out of that. Yeah, I actually did like Mike Scott a lot. I think he was a really good solid three-point shooter. But yeah, guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. I mean, some of these were kind of confusing to kind of word out there, so hopefully, you know, you guys kind of got the gist of that, hear me talk about it. But thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Let me know who you think, or like what holes your team needs to fill this NBA offseason and going into the beginning of the 2018-2019 NBA season.